Hi everyone, welcome to Wealthy Mindset. My name is Oliver. Thanks for watching. I really appreciate it. Hope you guys are having a great day like always. And in today's video, I'm going to be covering GameStop and AMC stocks, specifically for trading day March 3rd, giving you guys the lows and the highs by analyzing the graph. And quick disclaimer like always, before I begin, I'm not a financial advisor. I'm not a professional. And everything I do share with you guys is just my opinion and it's not advice. So please do not buy and sell based off the information I show you or the opinions I do form. Okay, so I'm going to start off with GameStop first, and I want to get through this downward trend resistance line that I think is an amateur line first, and then I'm going to get it out of the way. But I just wanted to show it just in case if it not just comes and plays, but in case if you want to consider it. So there's a downward trend resistance line dating back since January 27th, January 28th, and then there's a couple touch points. They're not really the strongest, but there's somewhat of a touch point right here, and it could bounce up to the upside. As like a catalyst for the upside for today, hypothetically. Now, I don't think this line is the greatest line right here, this downward trend resistance line that could act as support, but I wanted to include it just in case if you guys wanted to see it. Now, another thing that could happen for today is it could bounce off the short moving average to the upside, but I don't know. It's relatively close, so it could happen and it could not happen. Who knows? Again, nobody knows for sure. Just keep that in mind. Take everything with a grain of salt, but like always, if you go up, how high will you go up? I'll cover that. And if you guys go low, how low will you go? And I'll cover that like always. And if you consolidate, where you'll consolidate around. But you are above both short and long moving average. MACD line is in the negative and it looks like it's curving even more to the negative, unfortunately. But hopefully it bounces up to the upside. Now, I think what's gonna happen for today most likely is gonna be either consolidate to the upside a little bit or consolidate to the downside. And I'm gonna elaborate a little bit more on that. So actually wait, before I do, just for the new viewers in case who are just new, you have an upward trend support line dating back since September 2020, and it goes right, you can see multiple touch points right here. If I zoomed in, they would look a lot cleaner. Multiple touch points right here. You broke through it, but then you came back down to this upward trend support line dating back since September 2020, multiple touch points as well. Came down, got knocked down by the downward trend resistance line dating back since January 27th, January 28th, going through here, multiple touch points by the way, all the way through, and knocked down, couldn't pass it, passed it, bounced off as a support, went up back up to the upward trend support line, created an upward trend support line right here, this angled one, kept on going, spiked up, got knocked down by resistance, and then basically broke through the upward trend support line. This is where you're at. That's not really a great sign, unfortunately. If you were continuing on the upward trend support line, this video would have been different, and it would have been just saying how like you would have been going through these upward trend resistance lines. But we'll see. There's still hope. So far, you guys are not necessarily heading down, but you could be heading up. Like this could be another thing that could be knocking you down, but it's like an amateur line. But I'll include everything. Don't worry. So I'm going to cover the upside first, and then I'll cover the downside. So if you think it's going to, I think, consolidate on the upside, then you're looking at, again, 112 as support. And you have quite a bit of support at the 118, 117, but I don't think that's going to be necessarily the play for the upside fully. But either way, you could just shift it up to 118. But I'm going to start off with, as a foundation, as $112 as a support. You could think as 118. But then the most you'd be going to, I'm going to bump it up to the $140, but you do have resistance at the 130, 137. So quite a bit of resistance at the $130 to $137. But I would say if you think it's going to consolidate to the upside and like start like going up towards the end of the day, you could start hitting close to 140, 142 resistance level. That's what would happen. Now, if you think it's going to consolidate to the downside, then you're looking at pretty much the peak would be at the 130 to 137, most likely probably at 132 or 133, 132, and then start going down to the support level of, yeah, you do have support at the, again, 118, 112. Mainly I want to focus at the 112, but I think you would start going down, trickling down to the $100 price point. That's what would happen. So that would be like not the utmost lowest, but it would be the consolidation for the low part of like getting close to $100. Now, if you think it's going to start, I'm going to cover if it starts tanking, just because that downward trend resistance line that I drew. If it starts tanking, then you're going to start getting to the levels of 190, or not 190, $97 price point support level, $93 support level, so 97 and 93. The only thing is though, the reason why I don't have it included here on the side is because those support levels, yes, they're strong, but they're not the strongest. The main one that's really strong is $86.42. It could be like all these price points, by the way, that I include could be false breakouts. So it could be like $86, stuff like that. And I do make mistakes. These are not exact sometimes, obviously. So just again, take everything with a grain of salt. The next level that you would have would be pretty much around the $70 price point from what I remember. Yeah, so $70 price point. But before you get to the $70 price point, just to solidify this support line, by the time you get to the $86.42, you might hit this moving average as support, which roughly is pretty much around the $85, $86 price point, and it starts rising to like $90. So I don't think you guys are going to go lower than that if you were to go low, but in case if you want to think that everything's going to start tanking and going down like no tomorrow, you have support at $70, then support at no longer 63 that you have to worry about. If you think this upward trend support line is going to carry you through since September 2020, then you have quite a bit of support at the $64, $65 price point, and then it rises throughout the day. So I would just say 64, 65 would be the utmost lowest for the day. Now, if you think it's going to go to the upside, the first resistance levels, like I stated, was 130, 137, then 42, 40, $142, $140. It's going to be tricky. I don't think necessarily you guys are going to pass this for today. Hopefully you do, but if you do, actually no, sorry about that. There is a potential. So the next level would be the 150 to 157. But after that, that would be the tricky part. So 150 to $157. After that, if you think you're completely optimistic, as always, these are this, like if you watch my previous videos, it's $170 to $177. And then you're looking at $198, $199 to $200. Right about here, I believe, where is it? Right here, yeah. So $197, $198, $199, $200. Then you have the $233, $244, $235. Then you have the $253, $254. It's technically $250, but $253, $254. And you, just to make sure that you pass these false breakouts, and from what I measured, it was like pretty much you have to hit $260, $261. I would say if you hit $260, you're in good shape. That would start bringing you up to the catalyst of, I think you could start seeing $300, $400 back again, where you guys would be hypothetically in the clear. But again, we have to assess it day by day, so it's kind of hard to tell for sure, especially for a stock that's super volatile. But that's for GameStop. Now for AMC. AMC is extremely interesting like always. Now for the new viewers, just in case, we have a downward trend resistance line dating back since 2016. You can see multiple touch. It doesn't look clean, but if I zoomed in and all that stuff, it looks cleaner. And you have a false breakout here, got knocked down by the moving average, came down and trying to get back up above this downward trend resistance line that dates back since 2016. Now the play for today, what could happen is, and by the way, you have an upward trend support line dating back since, I believe it was January 2021. Yeah, January 2021, downward trend resistance line right here. You broke through it, multiple touch points by the way, broke through, consolidated, and bounced off the upward trend support line. Created an upward trend support right here, spiked up above the resistance, came back down, broke through, like multiple support lines right across. Hopefully it's clear, but either way, so the plan is for what's today. You have an upward trend support line here to hold you guys up. I think that could hold you up for today if you think you're going to the negative, but you're above / hovering, actually no, you're below the short moving average, above the long moving average. MAC line's trying to cross over to positive, so that is a good sign. Overall, I'm going to cover the upside because I think there's a potential you guys, yes, you might consolidate around like the mid / low area, but I think you could start going up to the upside throughout the day. And if that's the case, you have quite a bit of support at the 879. So 879, hopefully you guys don't break that for today. If you're thinking that's going to be the play, like go a little bit low / mid / go to the end of the day to the upside. So 879, hopefully you hold up by that support level. Then you have resistance at the 897, 899, and $9.03. Then you have quite a bit of resistance at the 913 and 912. I think I measured at 911 as well. And then you have quite a bit of support at a resistance at 921. 921 and $9.22 is a pretty good resistance level. I hope you guys break through that level because like you have a bunch of resistance level, because I want you guys to get back up to this level. And to get back up to this level, obviously you need to pass 945. That's quite a bit of resistance, but the main one is right here. To get past this level, you need to pass 973. 973 is huge resistance, and then to 1005. So 1005 is major resistance as well. Once you pass this level right here, the 1005, then you're above this resistance line and you're in the clear, hypothetically, and you could have a false breakout. Keep that in mind. And if it's just a quick spike up, and then the quicker it spikes up, hypothetically, the quicker it could come back down. It doesn't solidify it if it's just a quick spike up. That's the problem. The next level after that, if you're extremely optimistic, I don't think it's going to happen today, to be honest, but if you think it is, and you pass this major resistance level, then you're looking at resistance at 1026. I don't think that's going to happen today. I think you could probably start getting to close to the 973 level, but I don't think that you're going to pass it specifically today. Now, if you think it's going to go to the downside today, you have quite a bit of support, so I don't think it's going to necessarily start tanking. But if you think it is, again, you have really good support in 879, but it could just start going down. So take everything with a grain of salt, like always again. But 850 would be a good support level. That's pretty good support right there. Then after that, you're banking on dropping down to 839, 834, somewhere around there. There's quite a bit of support there. Then 824, 828, and then after that, so after 824, 828, you're pretty much going down to this upward trend support level right here that dates back since February 22nd. Touch point right here, touch point right here, touch point right there. Hopefully you can see them, and it's going to carry you through from. It starts off the day at $8.08, but as you go up, it provides support higher and higher. So by the end of the day, $8.17. Hopefully it carries you through, and even if you do break through that, you have an upward trend support line right here that could hold you through, starting at the 788 and all the way to the end of the day by actually I passed it a little bit, end of the day by 802. So or 80, sorry, but I'm not measuring it correctly. 807, 805, somewhere around there. So keep that in mind. 788, I would say, would be the utmost lowest in my opinion. Now, if you think it's gonna go even lower than that, the upward trend support line dating back since January 2021, that would be, in my opinion, like, if you break that, then you're having troubled days ahead of you. And it starts off the day at 746, and it starts going up to, by the end of the day, 770. But I would not be worried about dropping down to 743 or 748, I guess, somewhere between 740 to 760 by the end of the day, I guess, or 770. But you have quite a bit of support at 763, 766. I don't even think this would be even affected, because you have quite a bit of support there. And then if you want to count for false breakout, it'd be 736. I don't think you would go lower than 720. So 736 would count for a false breakout if you think this line's going to break and then come back up to the upside. But 720 would be the next level. I don't think that would count for false breakout, but you could account for as if you're pretty much destroying that line and not coming back. But thanks again for watching. Really appreciate it. If you do like the video, consider dropping a like. Helps out the channel a lot. Thank you so much. And if you do like videos in terms of stocks, passive income, mortgages, credit scores, financial freedom, consider subscribing. Helps out the channel a lot as well. And if you have any questions, do not hesitate to ask. I'll try to answer them as soon as possible. And like always, if there's anything that changes drastically, I'll comment down below like always, and I'll pin it so that way I can keep you guys updated. I can't do it all the time, but I'll try my best. Thanks again, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Peace.